Good morning, Jan and Charles and Sharon and Wendy. And oh, look at all the places we're joining in from: Columbia, Florida, Ridgecrest, San Jose, Cozumel. Hello, Irma. Welcome. And some names I recognize as the first every morning to tune in to our 6 a.m. Pacific time daily practice. And I hear from so many people who tune in later and sometimes watch our time together twice in a day because the videos remain online. When I prepare to go online, I put the link for the World Ministry of Prayer in the description of the broadcast. And this is a particularly useful service of Centers for Spiritual Living. And it's particularly useful even for friends and family who are of, well, it doesn't matter what faith tradition they belong to or if they have no faith tradition. Our trained prayer practitioners know how to meet people and address their spiritual needs in the moment with prayer. So you're welcome to share that link with other people who may be struggling or just need some support. And we'd love to hear from you if you use the service and how the prayers, the affirmative prayers of the World Ministry of Prayer, contribute to your well-being. Today is the 26th, and we are almost halfway through the year of using 365, a year of daily wisdom by Dr. Ernest Holmes, the founder of the organization now known as Centers for Spiritual Living. And we have a commitment to continue through the end of the year. Thank you for joining from wherever you are joining. I have found this practice to be like a stabilizing force in my life through the many difficulties that life has cooked up this year. So I'm glad to be with you. And I'm glad to have this practice. And it reminds me that practice during the good times is what strengthens me to be present for life during the rocky times. So the practice for me is to get settled into my spiritual awareness before the day starts revealing itself. Because I want to be in the rightest mind I can get to so that I can bring that forward into the world. Today's reading begins with a quote from Psalm 63, which is a psalm of praise. I believe the psalmist David was in the wilderness at the time, and that can be a metaphor for life, the wilderness of life, when things seem difficult. And he's singing a song of praise and commitment and identifies the love of the divine as a source of refuge. Spirit, I search after you earnestly, the psalmist says. My soul thirsts for you. My whole body longs for you in this parched and weary land where there is no water. I have seen you in the sanctuary and I've observed your power and glory. Your unfailing love is better than life itself. How I praise that. And I will praise you as long as I live, lifting up my hands in prayer. Spirit, you satisfy me more than the richest feast. I lie awake thinking of you, meditating on your thought at night, because you are my helper. I sing for joy under the protection of your presence. I hold on to you in my awareness, and your presence guides me securely. And then, as is often the case in the Psalms, the psalmist turns to address the enemy image, which we tend to shy away from in New Thought tradition, not because we don't think things are challenging or difficult in the world, but we try in our affirmative practice to bring our thought to the awareness that there is something essentially correct or right, and that we are attempting to wake up to it regardless of what has gone before. It is in no way a denial of tragedy or difficulty, but in our practice to align as best we can to that rightness of spiritual truth, to let it guide us through the difficulties that may emerge. So, because the psalmist talks about love, and because there seems to be an application for that today, in the reading today, I'm substituting the word good with the word love for my own well being. And if that works for you, I invite you to enjoy it with me. So, letting your eyes soften if you haven't already done so, and letting these words be as if they are your own. Love is the underlying principle of the universe. It is the divine manifesting itself. The divine is love. Today, I let myself become aware that love is the structure of all of my thought. Love comes through me today to bring into being harmony and balance. Love then becomes the root of everything that I do. And regardless of its seeming absence today, I return myself moment by moment to the awareness that love is the underlying principle of my life. Today, I pause frequently to remember love as the basic principle of my existence. That which I am is love in expression. And I affirm that love is the law of my being. It is the vital, powerful energy that moves through everything. It's in my thought, it's in my actions. And as I align myself with this love, it has the effect of harmonizing everything I do and everything I see to the rightness that is intrinsic in all. So as I take my place in the world, in the midst of everything that is happening, the good, the bad, the in-between, I stand strong in the awareness, personally and privately, that there is no other power but this love in me today. And I give it voice with compassion and gentleness. I bring it forth into the world as help and kindness and care. And I let it guide me in my expression. Today I pause frequently as the day reveals itself, as the news presents itself, as tasks emerge, as my feelings and thoughts range. I pause frequently to return to this moment and this knowing. And so I confirm right now that there can be nothing in me today that can possibly obstruct or withhold the expression of love. I am not able to interrupt the divine circuit of love. And from that comes goodness that I have the opportunity to bring into the world again as compassion, as understanding, as empathy, as comfort, as help. This word of prayer being spoken right now acts as a dissolving presence in me, dissolving any impulse that would throw a shadow upon this forward evolutionary expansion that I intend and am bringing into being. Today I remember that I did not create love. It exists within me. I tune into it so that it can flow as it always does, but so that I can be consciously welcoming its flow through me, and today through me to all who come into my thought atmosphere, to all. Today, as I move through the world, whether I speak or don't speak, I know that this love is a bright light in my thoughts. And without saying so, it comes through my actions. Love even harmonizes my physical form so that it is bright and vital, able to carry me to do the work I need to do, bright in every cell and every organ. This love harmonizes my mind, and it accompanies me silently, and yet it is like a song inside of me, in my heart. And I remain completely conscious of it today. And because I do, I tend to see it around me. And I see the opportunities to bring it forth. And as I tenderly open my heart to embrace the people of the world who are suffering, I do so while I keep my mind and my being centered in what love I may bring forward into expression. Today, I consider my practice, my breathing, my prayer as a service to the world. And I rest in complete unity with love. Letting the next breath you take be a little deeper than the one before. Allowing that movement to establish an awareness of your surroundings, so that we may move together into the world. And thank you for joining today. And I thank you in advance, those people who share this broadcast. And I look forward to seeing you again. Have a blessed day.